My computer's not working.
Oh. Did you try to turn it on?
Of course I turned it on, but nothing's happening.
You know, sometimes you have to push that on and off button and you have to hold it for 5 seconds. Did you try that?
I held it for 5 Mississippis. Nothing.
Well, I always talk nice to my computer. That usually works.
That's pretty crazy.
No, actually it sometimes works. You just say, "Oh, come on, Della, you can do it."
Who names their computer or anything Della? That's really weird.
Doesn't everybody name their computer?
I don't know anybody who has a name for their computer, and I don't know anybody who talks nicely to it.
Fine,
It does sound like something you would do, though.
Suit yourself, suit your... What? Wait. Why don't you call the Geek Squad, those guys that drive those weird cars and they come in here and they're almost like superheroes. They go, "Oh, we can fix your computer."
Okay, that's actually a good idea. I can't believe you had a good idea.
Ooh, 1 for 1.
The Geek Squad is closed because of the virus.
Oh, that's a bummer. Hey, why don't you call Doug? Doug is so smart. Doug knows about everything. I bet you Doug could help you with your computer.
Wow, 2 good ideas in a row.
Woohoo!
Hi Doug, this is Abby. I am having some computer issues and I wondered if you could help me out. So when you get this message, could you give me a call back?
Oh.
Thanks.
Oh man, that's a bummer he wasn't there. Wait a minute, you know what? On second thought, I don't think Doug is a good person to call for help. I mean, you have an Apple computer and Doug has a Macintosh Windows computer. They're very different. I don't think Doug's going to want to help you.
Well, why don't you just keep trying to help me? You seem to know everything.
Yeah, but I really can't help you either because, I use Microsoft Windows and you have that Apple computer. They are very, very different. I mean, yours is kind of like an outsider. Everybody in the office uses Microsoft Windows. I mean, I use it, PK uses it, Diana uses it, Allie uses it.
Susan uses an Apple computer, just like me.
And you're both outsiders.
Well, if Jesus were here, he would help me. He didn't care whether or not people were outsiders or insiders.
Well, that's funny that you should say that because this week in church, there's this story about this lady in the Bible. She was an outsider because she was from this different nation called Canaan, and Jesus and his friends were from Israel. So she was kind of like an outsider. Anyway, the lady had this daughter that was really, really sick. And the daughter wasn't even with her. She was home. But the lady asked Jesus for help. And then Jesus ignored her.
Jesus ignored somebody?
Yeah, maybe I should give you a little background on the story. Remember, way before Jesus came to earth, how he came to earth, God chose a certain people that he was going to work through to reveal himself to the whole world. The people of that nation were called different things. They were called Hebrews, Israelites, Jews, God's chosen people.
I bet to be God's chosen people, they were really, really good people.
No, they were not. They made a lot of terrible choices. Oh my goodness, God was very patient with them. Anyway, God decided to work through them anyway to show his power and his glory and his love for the people. In fact, Jesus was Jewish. And the people that were Jewish at that time thought that Jesus came just for them.
Well, the Old Testament does talk about God's people all the time, like God's people this and God's people that. I can kind of understand their confusion.
Yeah, I guess, but Jesus didn't just come for the Jewish people. He came for all people. So I'm not quite sure why he ignored that lady right at the beginning. Maybe it was because he was trying to test her faith and see if she would ask again. Or maybe he wasn't quite ready to reveal himself to, the people of Canaan that she was from, that outside nation. I don't know, whatever the reason, the lady asked again, and Jesus this time was very happy, said she had great faith, and he actually healed her daughter right then and there.
Oh, so he just put his hands on her and was like, "Woo!" You are healed.
No, remember the daughter was at the house. She wasn't even there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, Jesus basically told the lady, you have such great faith that will be done as you say. And the Bible says at that very instant, the girl was healed. She wasn't even near Jesus at all.
So this is really like a double miracle. I mean, Jesus healed the girl who was really, really sick, and he wasn't even near her. This miracle is about compassion, I think.
Yeah, I would say it's about compassion too. And also, he healed the daughter, even though they were part of the outside nation, that different nation, not part of God's people. It's kind of like one of the first miracles in the Bible where Jesus showed that his ministry was not just for the Jewish people, but it was for the whole world. Because Jesus came to save the whole world. He loves everyone the same.
I'm glad Jesus came for the whole world. And all these miracles, feeding the 5,000 people and walking on water and healing people who aren't even there with him and just sharing his love with everybody. Jesus really is a superhero.
He is a superhero.
And maybe I should start thinking about his costume again.
Okay, well, before we start thinking about his costume, I bet if he was here right now, he probably would just heal your computer and fix it. He probably wouldn't even care that it's an apple.
Well, of course he wouldn't care that he was an apple. If he healed that girl who was an outsider, he wouldn't care that my apple is part of a different group.
Probably.
But I don't really remember Jesus doing a whole lot with computers in the Bible.
That's true.
But he can do anything.
He can. I wonder if that's Jesus calling.
Hello?
Hi, Abby, it's Doug.
It's not Jesus, it's Doug.
Oh.
Hi, Doug.
Hi, Abby, I got your
That's so
message.
cool.
Now, I know you use an Apple computer and I use Windows, but I think I can try to help. Did you
Great.
plug it in?
I really appreciate your help, Doug, and I really thank you for calling me back, but of course it's plugged in. I mean, what kind of an idiot do you think I am?
Well, maybe you better check anyway.
You should. Oh, okay.
Yep, it's plugged in all right.
Wait a minute. Is it plugged in on the other end?
Never mind, Doug. Gotta go.
No superhero needed this time, Abby. Just a little help from our friend Doug and some electricity. And just a little bit of brains.
Well, you didn't come up with that idea either.